Located in both California and Nevada lies one of North America's greatest gems, Lake Tahoe. At 1,645 feet deep, Lake Tahoe is the second deepest lake in the U.S. and the largest alpine lake in North America. And with crystal clear water, pristine beaches, epic skiing and snowboarding, and countless hiking trails, it is a year-round outdoor paradise. And over the next 4 days, we're going to try to experience as much of this area as we can. And we're starting at Emerald Bay State Park, the only inlet on the lake.
Our plan this morning is to kayak in the bay, but you have to park up here on the road and walk down to the water. So we're lugging our big, heavy, inflatable kayak about a mile down to the beach.
They do have kayak rentals down at the beach, but why rent a kayak for $80 to $100 when you can bring your own? Although, I'm not the one carrying it, so I guess it's easy for me to talk. I'm only carrying the paddles. I am very impressed with Adam, though. I thought he was gonna need quite a few breaks, but he is crushing it. He's so strong. He's even doing lunges sometimes just for fun.
Oh yeah.
Right when you get to the beach, you are greeted by this beautiful building. This is Viking's Home, a 38-room mansion built in 1929 for Miss Laura J. Knight, which was used as a summer home until 1945. It is considered to be one of the best examples of Scandinavian architecture in North America, with heavy Norwegian and Swedish influences both outside as well as exact furniture replicas on the inside. And while you can take tours of the inside for a fee, it's free to walk the grounds and admire its exterior.
As you may have noticed, there's an island in the bay called Fannet Island, which is the only island in all of Lake Tahoe, and that's where we're headed. All right, I think we found a parking spot.
I did it! This island is home to a stone tea house, which was constructed to look like a miniature castle, and it was used by Mrs. Knight and her guests to enjoy some tea. Today, only the stone shell remains, and you're able to climb up to the top and check it out.
This is the perfect spot. You have the crystal clear waters of Emerald Bay, forest, mountains surrounding you. Mrs. Knight knew what she was doing.
And since at one point this was a tea house, we can't think of a better way to spend our time on this island than having a little tea party of our own.
Pinkies up. Cheers.
Cheers.
Delightful.
As we put the kayak away, I looked over and I saw a park ranger off in the distance, just kind of standing and staring, and I thought to myself, I think there's a bear over there. And then all of a sudden I heard the park ranger yelling and clapping, and I saw a bear run. It was crazy. There are so many bears here in Lake Tahoe. I'm constantly seeing videos online of bears and crazy places here. So I was really hopeful we would see one, and we barely saw it. It was really, really fast. Maybe we'll see more.
There was no we barely saw it. Only one of us saw it. I was busy putting the kayak away, so it doesn't count.
There it is! It's back! Oh my gosh, he's running! Whoa!
The park rangers are still chasing it. He's going along the shore and they're like honking horns at it and yelling at it and clapping at it.
There are so many people around and this bear does not care at all. Oh my gosh. This is so exciting. What a way to start our time here.
And now for the journey back up. Let's go.
Way to go. You look buffer already.
A little sweaty, huh?
That was intense.
Yeah.
For lunch, we went to Sprouts Natural Cafe in South Lake Tahoe and took it to go so we could eat it at this park right on the water. But this restaurant's a healthier spot with a lot of sandwiches and they have smoothies. So we obviously had to get some smoothies because it is smoothie season. We've been drinking so many smoothies. And then for our sandwiches, we got the real Tahoe turkey, which is a giant sandwich with green chili, turkey breast, cheese, avocado, cabbage, carrots, tomato, red onion, sprouts, and honey mustard dressing.
If you didn't pick up on that description, this thing is loaded
Oh my gosh.
with veggies. Oh my gosh. Dang. That is so good. As soon as I bit into it, I got a taste of that chili and then a crunch of all these fresh veggies on there and then a little bit of a tang from the honey mustard. That turkey is so tender and juicy.
I got the chili right away also. It just has the perfect mix of textures and flavors.
One of the best things to do in Lake Tahoe is to just hang out at the beach. You can find tons of beaches across the lake's 72 miles of shoreline, and our plan for the rest of the day is to find one to hang out at.
We ended up coming to Nevada Beach, which, as you may have guessed by the name, is located on the Nevada side of the lake. It's a large beach with a lot of room to hang out, and it faces west, so it's going to be the perfect spot to watch the sunset. Straight up waves out here. I keep forgetting that we're not at the ocean.
My favorite part about it is it's not salty.
So one very good thing to know about Lake Tahoe is that a lot of the beaches and the trailheads have parking fees. This one's $10 and it's cash only, so make sure you carry some cash.
So our plan today was to hike Mount Talac, but it's a pretty tough hike and we've been doing a lot of pretty tough hikes lately. And we wanted to do something a little bit easier. So instead we're hiking Maggies Peak, which is still pretty steep, but not nearly as long and should have sweeping views of the area.
So right down there is Emerald Bay, and that's the island that we kayaked to yesterday. And you can see the path that Adam lugged the kayak up, or down, and then up. That was a very steep hike. Don't let the 4 miles round trip fool you. It was uphill the entire way, but it was so worth it because from up here you have incredible views of Lake Tahoe. And whenever I look at Lake Tahoe on a map, it looks big, but when you're standing up here, you just really get a good sense of just how massive this lake is.
You can also see tons of mountains in every direction you look and a bunch of smaller lakes, including Fallen Leaf Lake, which is where we're heading next. We literally just got to the campsite and parked in our site, and we've already seen a bear. He just ran across the road right over there.
That is wild. I can still see him walking through the campground. Oh my gosh, he's so big. This is nuts. I had read that there are bears often at this campground, but we never really have that much luck seeing bears, so I thought our luck yesterday is all we would have. And now we've seen 2. Holy cow.
This is wild. He's just wandering through people's sites, just casually, I'm guessing looking for food. That could have been our campsite. Oh, and it might be later. I don't know, we gotta really keep our eyes out. This water feels amazing. It is perfect on a warm day like today. And look at this view, holy crap. There's mountains everywhere.
I'm scared of
You gotta jump.
Can I jump?
Yeah. Oh gosh, rookie.
Ow. I haven't gotten in a floaty in probably like 20 years.
Throw your head back. I don't know.
I don't know why I'm scared.
Wow, this is comedy hour right here.
Why am I so scared to get in?
Do you want me to show you how it's done? This is how you get in the...
That's exactly what I didn't want to happen.
Wow, success. Now we're living.
Oh my gosh, this is the life. So we mostly been boondocking outside of town while here in Tahoe, but we decided to book a campsite at this campground so we could hang out at this lake more easily. Campgrounds in the area fill up far in advance, but one trick to getting one is that if you're booking it on recreation.gov, you can set an alert so if someone cancels a campsite, you can snatch it up real quick. And that is exactly how we got a campsite here. And man, I am so happy. This lake is unreal. The water is crystal clear. We got to see a bear. There's mountains. This is the perfect summer day. I'm so happy. I'm a passenger princess, even on my pool floaty. No, don't you dare. Don't you freaking dare. One of our goals this year was to take it easier and spend less time rushing around and more time being still, which has truly been one of the best changes we have made. And we can't think of a better spot to relax for the rest of the day and the night.
Well, we got one more final gift on our way out of this campsite. We saw another bear.
Oh my god.
Man. This morning we're going to explore more of the Nevada side of Lake Tahoe, which is along the lake's eastern shore. This area of the lake is known for insanely crystal clear waters, rocky coves, and a less developed shoreline, and we're going to experience some of it by bike.
It's funny because normally when you cross into another state, you have this big welcome sign greeting you, But when you cross into Nevada at Lake Tahoe, there's a very, very tiny Nevada state line sign that you would very easily miss. And the real way that you know you have crossed into Nevada is because as soon as you cross in, there are tons of casinos. Lake Tahoe has some amazing bike paths and trails. We biked the Pope Baldwin bike path in South Lake Tahoe a few days ago, and today we are biking the East Shore Trail, which runs for about 3 miles from Incline Village to Sand Harbor, and our goal is to stop at different coves and beaches along the way.
All right, only a few minutes in and we're already at our first stop. This water is ridiculously clear and blue. Everywhere we've been along Lake Tahoe, it's been super clear, but man, this might be like next level clear.
The water in Lake Tahoe is so clear because 40% of the precipitation falling into the Lake Tahoe basin falls directly into the lake, while the rest is essentially filtered through marshes and meadows. And while its clarity has diminished over time, you can still see depths of over 70 feet in some areas of the lake.
Are you gonna
Oh my gosh, this water is so vibrant. I got this floaty at Walmart for $3, and the amount of joy that it brought me yesterday was it worth at least 30. This thing makes me so happy. And isn't it so cute? Let's see if I can get in this better than yesterday. No. Woo! Woo!
Look at her go.
Our original plan was to go to Sand Harbor, but it is hands down the most popular spot on this side of the lake, so much so that people line up well before they open so they can get in, because as soon as they open, the parking basically fills up, and they're actually about to start testing the reservation program starting in August to help with the crowds. So with that said, we've actually been to Tahoe once before. I don't think we've mentioned that yet, but we have been to Sand Harbor in the past. It is beautiful, but we found this incredible cove, and there's only a handful of people here. And so I think we're just gonna chill here instead. This is amazing. No, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
You always ruin a good moment.
That is easily one of the most beautiful bike paths in the US. Whether you bike it or you walk it, you have to do it. The scenery is just ridiculous the entire time.
We just picked up lunch from La Mexicana Meat Market and Taqueria, which is a little Mexican market and taco shop on the California side. And it's just minutes from Kings Beach. We're just gonna have a little beachside picnic, or rather a beachside feast.
Yeah, we got so much
food. And I got the El Super Burrito Americano. Look how massive. I can't even get a grip on this thing. Oh my gosh. I can't even get under it. I don't want to pick it up. It might fall apart. There's so much stuff in there. It is hefty. Okay, don't break apart.
It's like a little newborn baby right there.
Yeah, swaddle that thing. Oh my God. This thing is so full. I usually have, a really big appetite, but my My eyes might be too big for my stomach on this one. I might have some trouble finishing this.
And I got quesadillas and tacos with asada and pastor. We got chips and salsa, and we got an horchata because it is very warm today. That is so cheesy. The pastor meat is so flavorful. And how do you beat this view? I mean, granted, we have like a million people right in front of us, but when you look past all the people, the view is amazing.
Back on the Nevada side, and tonight for sunset we're hiking to Monkey Rock, which will take us to an overlook with a rock that looks like a monkey. Oh, hey, it's a rock that looks like a monkey.
They weren't lying.
Yeah, it really looks like one.
So this isn't a naturally occurring monkey rock. I read that the rock might have had some slight monkey features, but someone did carve it to make it look more like a monkey. But even though it's not natural, it's still really cool. However, I did see another rock that looks like something, but Adam hasn't seen it yet, and I'm really excited to see what he thinks it looks like.
That butt crack right there. That's a butt in a rock. Unfortunately, we've been seeing a lot of these down at all the beaches on Lake Tahoe.
This morning we're in Truckee, California, which is a town just north of Lake Tahoe. We just popped into Dark Horse Coffee Roasters, which is a super cool artsy coffee shop to grab some coffees to enjoy while we walk around town, because this town is so cool. It's probably my favorite in the area because it's just loaded with so many historic buildings.
Named after Paiute Chief Truckee, who helped guide thousands of immigrants in their westward journey, Truckee has a rich history as a place that connected the West to the rest of the United States. It was part of the California Trail, part of the Transcontinental Railroad, and in more tragic history, was part of the route of the Donner Party. The Donner Party was a group of pioneers who migrated to California in a wagon train from the Midwest in the 1840s, and when arriving near Truckee, they were met with an early snowstorm and got trapped, resorting to cannibalism to survive, with only 40 of the 87 men, women, and children surviving. Today, the mountain pass and lake are now named after them, as well as a series of railroad tunnels, which we're going to explore next. We're about to enter the darkness, so we better put our headlamps on.
Despite the tunnel's name, they were not used by the Donner Party. Back in the 1860s, a series of 15 tunnels and snow sheds were built by Chinese immigrants to connect the Transcontinental Railroad through the Sierra Nevada, a huge feat for connecting California with the rest of the country. They were used until 1933, and today you're allowed to walk through about 5 of them along this trail. The darkness and the graffiti and the abandoned nature of this place, it is a tad eerie in here. It kind of feels like we're just wandering through an abandoned warehouse. And then sometimes you hear bats, which just adds to the creepy vibes.
All right, the bats are now flying and swarming through the air. I think we're gonna get the heck out of here before we get rabies.
we couldn't visit a popular summer destination and not try a local ice cream shop, so we came to Little Truckee Ice Creamery, which is a super cute homemade ice cream shop tucked among the trees. I got their triple berry cobbler, I think is what it's called, and it is so good. It has a nice thick berry swirl in there, and then my favorite part, the cobbler part, which is kind of like oats, and it just gives it a nice crunch, and it is ice cold, and it is delicious.
And I also got the triple berry flavor, and as you can see, I've already devoured it. My second flavor is the Truckee Trails, which is a pine nut brittle and brownie pieces in a sweet cream ice cream. And what's really cool about this flavor is a percentage of the sales goes towards the Truckee Trails Foundation, so you can feel good about eating the ice cream. Look at this giant brownie piece.
To be fair, we always feel good about eating ice cream, but you feel extra good.
Oh man, brownies are so chewy and good. I haven't had poke in forever. I am so pumped. We just picked up some poke from Bluefish in Tahoe City, which is a hidden spot in the back of a liquor store of all places that came highly recommended to us by some friends. And we're enjoying a nice little picnic by the water to end this part of our adventures here in Lake Tahoe.
We first came to Tahoe back in 2019, right after we hit the road, and let's just say it was a very stressful and overwhelming time for us. We were learning how to do van life, juggling a full-time corporate job, juggling doing this full-time, and we kind of just left Tahoe with some kind of negative memories just because of the mental state we were in. So I am so glad that we were able to come back and make some much happier memories. But our time in the area is not over quite yet. In a couple days, we are going on our first ever bike packing trip, which I'm very excited about, but also slightly nervous.
I didn't mix this up well enough. I just got a huge glob of wasabi in my mouth. Oh my god. Oh man, it's like, wasabi's so weird. It's like a mint flavor, but it's also like super spicy and just like goes right through your nasal passage.
It looks like it would be so like delicious and not intense.
Yeah, it's very easily confused with guacamole.
I love guacamole, it's my favorite. What's that? Oh, it's really hot guacamole.